It was an absolute volatile day of trade, and by the end of it, we managed to see a lot of intraday volatility, down by 1% for the benchmark indices. Here's what happened with the sectoral movers. It was the rate sensitives which were down and out. The metals index losing out close to 4%. Power was also in the limelight on the downside, as was the capital goods index. Once again, FMCG saw a flicker of green, higher by close to 1%. It's the ADAG stocks that really dragged the index down. After seeing a bit of buying activity, all of them cracked towards the fag end of the session. The biggest beating seen by Reliance Infrastructure, which was down close to 5.6%, as well as a Reliance Power, which was in fact down close to 7% by the day's close. Some of the other big index losers came in the form of Reliance Industries, which was absolutely giving no support to the index. Most of the capital goods counters also were fairly weak in the session, led by an L&T. Banking stocks were in the limelight on the downside. SBI cracked, as did Bharti Airtel, which was down by close to 2%. Most of your sugar stocks, which did see quite a bit of buying activity on the back of news that there probably would be some incentivized sugar schemes, all of them saw a big dropping by the end of the day, particularly a Bajaj Hindustan as well as a Balrampur Chini, and the sentiment being spread out throughout the commodities basket. So even the likes of Udhampur Sugar as well as the Sri Renuka Sugar were deep in the red. Metals were absolutely clobbered by the end of the day. Tata Steel, Hindalco as well as JSPL were some of the counters that were really beaten down in the session. The entire pocket, when it came to the real estate as well as the infrastructure basket, saw a lot of weakness, particularly a Unitech. That one was down close to 8%. HDIL also lost quite a bit of sheen, as did some of the infrastructure names like a GVK Power as well as an IVRCL Infrastructure, which were down anywhere between 5.5% to 7%. Pull up some of the stocks in news then. You had a Supreme Infra which gained 2% as it bagged orders worth 344 crore rupees and was declared the lowest bidder for orders worth 274 crores. A very illiquid counter, but 232 is where that counter shut shop. Elder Pharmaceuticals, there was news that the IT department conducted search operations at its offices in Mumbai, alleging tax evasion by the company, which is why it was deep in the red by the day's close, shutting shop 4% lower at 321. Let's pull out some of the index gainers. DLF managed to rear its head up higher. You had an ITC as well as the defensives really, which brought a bit of buying activity to the markets, and Infosys was higher by 1.5%. And most of the auto counters did well. M&M closing at 681.